We've been talking a lot about what the box office will be like for this movie. The movie that so many people, so many celebrities came out and said, what a masterpiece. This is incredible. It certainly isn't a masterpiece. And now you're kind of getting varying different opinions about this movie as normal people are getting to see it. They were worried about the box office because they should be. It's tracking just ahead of where Black Adam was its opening weekend. And that was a massive flop and a financial failure for Warner Brothers. We finally have the numbers. The Thursday preview, 9.7 million Thursday night previews. That's tracking just about $2 million ahead of where Black Adam was just about 8 months ago when it came out. So that $75 million opening weekend might actually end up holding true for The Flash. That would be kind of a nightmare, I think, for them. But just look at the comic book movie Thursday night previews that happened this year. Guardians of the Galaxy, 17.5. Ant-Man, 17.5. Across the Spider-Verse, 17.3 million. The Flash, around 9 million.
Shazam, good God, 3.4.
That was really bad. And again, if you put in Black Adam, which came out in October last year, then you're looking at a $6.7 million Thursday preview. The reason that I think this is so bad, because a lot of the trades are trying to be like, oh, well, in 2016, Doctor Strange had a similar Thursday. Shut the fuck up with that shit. That doesn't matter. That thing, Thursday night previews are much more prevalent now than they were back in 2016. But this is a movie that is built around hype, or they've tried to build it that way, around the return of Michael Keaton, all these fucking cameos that you got to go see, blah, blah, blah. For it to have a slower start like this, I think it is a nightmare for them. That certainly could have positive word of mouth and, you know, have good holds or whatever. At this point, that remains to be seen. But opening Thursday, this can't be what they wanted. It definitely looks like they are on pace for that $70 to $75 million opening weekend.
Do you think Ezra Miller will make a video like The Rock coming out saying how this movie's actually making money when it actually isn't?
I think if Ezra Miller comes out and makes a video, it's going to be threatening some chapter of the KKK over there or whatever. That's what Ezra will do.
This is bad for Flash and DC just in general. They just hurt their brand so much, man. There's no reason a movie with multiverse Batman in it and all these different cameos, the budget that this movie brought. There's no reason that a movie like that should be performing like this one is. And I mean, I would say, like, I think I'm in the minority. I think most people do like this movie that have seen it, and it's still not performing well at all. So, I mean, it just says more about the DC brand in general. James Gunn has a hell of a challenge ahead of him.
And I wonder a little bit if he had any influence on some things in this. James Gunn made the announcement. They made it official. Andy Muschietti, the guy who directed this movie, is directing the Batman Brave and the Bold.
Yeah.
Now, there's parts of this thing that were awesome, you know, Batman-wise, I guess. But a whole movie, like, it obviously have to be a different tone, I would imagine. But I don't know how people are going to feel about that after coming out of this movie.
Well, and it kept the Snyderverse, like, canon.
They did keep Snyderverse canon.
So I don't know what they're doing. I have no idea.
And also, there was a line as well that I thought was interesting from Ben Affleck's Batman when he's talking to Barry very early on. The scene that you've seen in the trailer when they're talking outside. And he's talking about time travel. And Ben Affleck mentions when he reversed time from Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Right. Not Joss Whedon's.
Not Joss Whedon's.
Right.
Which I do think that's interesting. That they went with that Muschietti made that decision.
And that has to be a conscious decision.
Yeah, 100%.
They know the Snyder fans are going to lose their minds over this. You know what I mean? Because they lose their minds over everything that's connecting that universe. And it's like, that's fine if that's like, but my thing is like they've shown where they don't want to continue to carry on his vision, but then they're like tying their biggest movie to his vision, and I'm like, I don't know what the hell they're doing. I really have no idea.
They're trying to make this movie successful by any means necessary.